Hey everyone, so I don't want to act like the world's on fire, but this is something that I would like to bring to your attention, and I need your help in deciding on what to do, okay? So, long story short, my laptop, it just isn't up to par with playing current gen games. When it comes to even Fairy Fencer, like if you saw the last episode, I had like 1 frame per second in certain scenes, and the dungeon I went to afterwards, let's just say it didn't exactly look the best. You'll probably see more of that in the next episode. But then you also have things like Sonic Forces, where I was trying to hide it, but there was one point where I was worried the game was gonna, completely shut off when I went in this water area and I was getting 15 frames per second. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry, I'm trying to describe it as best I can. Basically, the game was running really, really slow. And that's because my laptop just wasn't meant to run these essentially next gen hardware games. And then the final thing, when I asked on Twitter, the game that I told you guys it was canceled, I asked on Twitter would people be fine with me playing it at 720p, because I actually could get it to run at 60 FPS or 60 frames per second if it was 720p, and 84% said yes. So I was like, okay, well, if you guys are fine, then I'm going to be fine. And I tried it, and it worked until I literally got to one area, and it was like a few minutes into the game, and my laptop just said, nope. And it shut down. Well, not shut down, but my recording stopped. The game, it kept running, but it had like this huge, how do you call it? Like all like sound clips were mixed up, and like it just wouldn't work. Long story short, I couldn't continue to play the game like that. So, I mean, here's the thing. So I would love to wait for YouTube to be able to, purchase a new laptop or a new something, which I have looked into what I would need to be able to play new games, because I would like to bring better and different games to the channel, because a lot of you guys were saying, the reason Super Dimension wasn't doing so well, you just weren't interested, or you were tired of the Neptunian series. So I wanted to bring something different. Fairy Fencer was not it. It's kind of different, but it's still very much in the same genre. And I was really just doing it because I knew a lot of people, including the villain overhype, of course, wanted to see it. But realistically, there are different games that would still align with the same feel we have that I would like to play, but I simply can't. And so here's my problem, right? I would love to wait on the channel, but at the current rate, especially when you consider Fairy Fencer is a lower popularity than Mega Dimension, I know that fact. At my current rate, I calculated it would take me 42 months from what I get from YouTube in order to get that. Over 3 years, basically. So that's just not realistic. I'll be done with Fairy Fencer by the time that comes, and then they'll have even better stuff on the market. And because I can't get more money to get better equipment, that also means I won't be able to play better games, which would result in better money. Like, for example, Sonic Forces. I played Sonic Forces on my second channel, and I basically had 6 times the views that I normally got, because it was a new game, and I was very excited about it. My excitement level, I think, also makes a huge impact, but that's on me. So my question to you guys is, do you think I should make a GoFundMe page specifically for this? Because I've been hearing, that's another thing, I've been hearing a lot about people asking me, why don't I have a Patreon, or why aren't there options to donate? And my reason was always, this is a hobby of mine. But I failed to look at it in the sense of that this isn't the channel isn't just me, it's also all of you. And if you want the opportunity to support the channel, then I should let you. And honestly, this is something that I need. This is something that I cannot get for at least, I would say, 2 years, because there's some real life things that are involved, where I may be able to start getting it, doing more on the real life part, to purchase better equipment. but it would still take about 2 years. As of right now, there's no way possible. So I'm asking you guys, do you think I should try starting a GoFundMe for this, or do you think I should just leave it alone, and we just go at our normal pace? Basically, I'm asking, do you think it's worth it? Do you think the change is worth it? Or do you think I should just stick with, but here's one last thing, though. If you're saying, I just stick with Fairy Fencer, the Neptunia series, that's what we enjoy. Somebody brought up the fact that they think that Cyber Dimension is probably going to need, that I'm probably going to need to upgrade just to play Cyber Dimension. And based off of what I'm seeing with Fairy Fencer, and considering that both Blonde's game and IUP's game were, they were nowhere near as hardware intensive as Fairy Fencer or Mega Dimension, it seems quite possible that Cyber Dimension would require me to have an upgrade. So there's a very good chance I would not be able to play Cyber Dimension. And again, if you guys are fine with that, then I can be fine with that. We can find other things. I don't have to have, the latest and greatest. Although it helps with a YouTuber, not only for just playing the game, but also recording it at the same time. So yeah, that's my question to you guys. Because I don't like doing things like GoFundMe or Patreon, but at the end of the day, I realize it would help tremendously if I did do that. So please post your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will see you all next time.